Money FM 89.3, the best of the afternoon update.
Money FM 89.3. Now, the global EV landscape has undergone a major shift. Chinese manufacturers, led by BYD, have successfully combined technological advancement with cost efficiency to create vehicles that appeal to domestic and international markets. Chinese EV makers are already changing Southeast Asia's market. BYD, which surpassed Tesla in quarterly deliveries globally at the end of 2024, is the second most popular car brand by sales in Singapore, according to government data covering the first half of the year. It is very popular in Thailand as well, with the company investing close to $500 million in a local production facility. Now, Hyundai too has a manufacturing plant in Indonesia. So will this be the path to take, building factories in local markets in Southeast Asia for Chinese EV makers to grow and stay competitive? What are the trends in the Chinese EV landscape? What are the latest offerings for the budget-conscious driver? Ahead of Singapore's premiering motor event, which flags off tomorrow, I'm very pleased to have my two guests in the studio today. They are two gentlemen from NETA Automobile, whose parent company is Chinese EV manufacturer Hozon Auto, based in Shanghai. Let me introduce Nathan Koh, sales manager at Evology Automobile Pte Ltd. Nathan, great to have you with us this afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, Lin Lee.
And Gao Peng, Overseas Sales Director of Asia Pacific Region, Overseas Business Department at NETA Automobile. Great to have you with us too, Gao Peng.
Hi, good afternoon.
Welcome both. Thank you for being here at the Money FM 89.3 studio this afternoon. Now, this year's Singapore Motorshow promises to be the biggest and most iconic event yet, featuring the largest lineup of EV and automotive brands with new car launches and exclusive unveilings. And one of the new brands making a debut at the show is NETA, right? But before we get into the latest EVs you are showcasing in Singapore, what can you tell us about the current EV market here, as well as in the Southeast Asia region?
Definitely, we see a very, very strong growth, especially in Singapore market. We can see that actually in year 2023, the EV market actually EV registration in the market is only about 18%.
Okay.
But come to end November 2024, we see the market actually increase to about 33.1%.
Wow.
Yeah. And in fact, if you are dropping at any EV showrooms during the weekends, the crowd is always there. Yeah, that's how we feel why EV is growing. Yeah.
Okay.
So as for Southeast Asia, we are actually witnessing the accelerating adoption of EVs as government implements forward-thinking policy to promote green transportation and invest in expanding charging infrastructures. Yeah. So this regional momentum aligns with our vision at NETA in making sustainable mobility accessible and affordable for everyone. One of the key trends driving this shift is the rising demand for budget-friendly EVs. As more consumers seek cost-efficient, effective ways to embrace sustainable transportation, so at NETA, we are committed to addressing these needs with vehicles that combine affordability and advanced features. Yeah, okay. That includes the innovations like vehicle-to-loads technology, improved battery performance, and extended driving ranges to enhance the overall user experience.
You know, there are so many EVs in the Singapore market currently, and NETA's EVs play at the budget end of the market. So why Singapore?
So we see Singapore as a natural fit for NETA's innovative and sustainable EV solutions. The nation's forward-thinking Singapore Green Plan 2030 and its dedication to adopting greener, smarter technologies align seamlessly with NETA's mission to redefine urban mobility. By introducing the NETA X and the NETA AYA, we aim to empower Singaporean drivers with EVs that combine the style, efficiency, and affordability. As Southeast Asia financial and technological hub, Singapore also provides the perfect platform to showcase NETA's cutting-edge innovations.
In addition, this launch marks a significant milestone in our global expansion and reinforces our commitment to driving sustainable change through intelligent electric mobility. We are actually very excited about the positive impact these vehicles will have on Singapore green transport landscape.
Okay, so tell me, what is your target demographic for the NETA X and NETA AYA?
Okay, basically the NETA X catered for families, adventurers, and professionals who seek a versatile and spacious SUV that adapts to a variety of lifestyle. On the other hand, the NETA AYA appeals to the vibrant, young, and dynamic urban crowds, offering a sleek, stylish ride and it seamlessly complements their fast-paced lives. Yeah, both models are designed to make a statement, not just about transportation, but about embracing the future of sustainable living.
Okay, can you tell us more about the features in terms of the technology that's being used for both these models?
Okay, for both the NETA X and NETA AYA, one thing we will shout out is the single pedal drive mode. Right. So single pedal drive mode basically will allow the drivers to drive the car using one pedals without having to so-called use the brakes pedal to stop the car. That is something that we are very glad that NETA actually includes this into the cars. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, we have the vehicle to load features. What you can do with the features is that you can actually draw electrics from the car to power your appliances.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, NETA's EVs play at the budget end of the market. So can you tell us what makes a budget EV budget?
In fact, we shouldn't use the word budget.
Okay.
Probably we can use affordable.
Okay,
Right.
all right.
Yeah, basically we see Singapore as a natural fit for NETA's innovative and sustainable EV solutions. Right, the nation forward-thinking Singapore Green Plans 2030 and it's dedicating adopting greener, smarter technologies align seamlessly with NETA visions to redefine urban mobility. By introducing X AYA, we aim to empower Singaporean drivers with EVs that combine style, efficiency, and affordability.
Okay, style, efficiency, and affordability sounds really logical to me, but what is NETA's stance in terms of the safety aspect?
Okay, especially for the NETA X, this car is equipped with Level 2 ADAS safety system, so which includes the forward collision warning, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring system. Yeah. So basically, in the affordability segment, EVs, I think NETA basically stands a very good chance with all these good features, advanced features.
Okay, I'm not going to skirt around the issue because, it's out in the news. Recently, one of your models, which is the AYA, was rebranded, right? It used to be called V, and received fairly negative news reports out there. So how would you convince buyers to invest in NETA, especially when there are alternative options like BYD or VinFast offering competitive prices and probably stronger safety credentials?
Okay, for the NETA V, which is the preface before the AYA, all right, it's actually an older model with a lack of safety system.
Okay.
So the NETA AYA that we brought into Singapore are basically comply with Singapore LTA requirement in terms of safety, in terms of efficiency and all that. So not to worry.
Okay.
AYA is as safe.
So it's a different model altogether.
It's an improved model, if you ask me.
Upgraded model.
Yes,
okay.
upgraded model.
Okay. And has it received any safety rating yet?
No, this car have not been sent for any safety test, right? But I'm sure NETA will do something in months to come. Yeah.
So NETA is confident about potential buyers investing in a brand.
Yes, yeah. I think we will have to price it very competitively, all right, in order to capture the market. Yeah, and being a new brand, yes, branding is very important. Yeah, we will invest more into brandings, right, to convince Singapore drivers that NETA is actually a good, affordable cars.
Okay. So what are the challenges apart from having to brand more competitively in the market? What are the challenges that you foresee and perhaps NETA's plans to counter them?
In Singapore, the main challenges we are facing is growing brands of Chinese EV coming into the market. Other than that, of course, the traditional car manufacturers, be it the Japanese or the Germans or the Europeans, are actually introducing more EVs into Singapore market as well. Yeah, so definitely this is one of the challenges that we are facing. And how to counter this is that I think education is very important, right? We need to educate the buyers that look, Chinese EV is more advanced as compared to the traditional car manufacturers, and it's more efficient and more affordable.
So this Singapore Motorshow 2025 marks the launch of the two NETA vehicles that you plan to debut. What about other markets? Are there any plans for expansion?
Yes, so we did a great job in overseas market, especially in Brazil market. So we have a branch company in Brazil. It's a very large potential market. So far, we have a very good team in Brazil. So this market is very good. Second market is Mexico market. So we also have a team in Mexico. So we set up a branch company in Mexico. Another, we have set up a KD factory in Thailand market. So last year, we have been selling very well in Thailand market. So it's over almost 15,000 units in 1 year.
15,000 units made in Thailand?
15,000 units.
Produced or sold?
Sold.
Okay.
Yeah. So we also have a branch company in Malaysia and in Indonesia. So the sales performance is good.
Okay. Speaking of production, do you have any manufacturing facilities within Southeast Asia? I believe so, right?
Yes, we have a KD factory Thailand markets.
Right.
So production capacity will be 30,000 per year.
Okay. And any plans to grow even more?
Next, we have planned to have a KD factory in Malaysia. Also in Brazil. In future, we have a plan to have a KD factory in Brazil. Yeah.
Wow, I'm more interested in the Malaysia one. When is that going to happen?
Yeah, so far, Malaysia, we have an authorized distributor in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah.
Okay.
So we also sell 100 cars in Malaysia.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, when will the factory facilities be ready in Malaysia?
Maybe within next 2 years, we will set
Wow.
up a KD factory in Malaysia.
Sorry, I'm not an expert in this space. What does KD stand for?
KD basically stands for knockdown, which means to say all the parts will be shipped in to the factory, and the factory only do assembling. Whereas if you're talking about the complete car coming into the market, we call it the CBU, complete build-up unit.
Okay.
Yeah. So in car manufacturers' term, basically is either CBU or KD.
I see.
Yeah.
So will we see more CBU facilities in this region?
For Singapore markets, we do a CBO project in Singapore. Sometimes we think about the tax, the importer tax. Yeah. For example, in Brazil, for CBO, the import tax is very high. So that's why in future we want to do SKD project in Brazil. Yeah.
In terms of affordable EVs in Singapore, what's the outlook?
Basically, the government, or rather the LTA, has already announced that there will be more COE being released from February 2025. So we do expect the market will expand, and this is a very good chance for those affordable EVs to so-called capture certain market shares. With more COE, we like to think that the COE prices should dipping, right, and more people will come into the market to buy a car, and this is where the chance for affordable EVs to grow in Singapore.
What's the confidence level you guys currently have for your opportunities at the Singapore Motorshow this year?
Okay, motor show generally are those events where car dealers pick up sales, all right? And as a new brand, all right, we are very comfortable and we are very confident that we will be able to capture some shares, all right? Exact number, we won't know, that's for sure, all right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Secret, okay.
Yeah, correct.
But surely you have a projection.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay, and you won't tell me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Any final word before we let you go? Any message you'd like to share with our Singapore drivers or our listeners here about embracing EV technology and specifically the NETA brand?
Okay, before we go, maybe we want to shout out to all potential EV car buyers that we will be participating in Singapore Motorshow starting from tomorrow, 9th of January. All right. And our booth number is 1108. A very lucky numbers.
Okay.
So visit us there check out our latest offering and you will be surprised. This is not the usual EVs that you can find in the market. And of course, there will also be good offers, all right, that we dish out to NETA's car buyer. So come visit us at our booth.
All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for telling us more about the budget EV landscape. I know, Nathan, you hate that word, but affordable EV landscape in Singapore, as well as the outlook for the growth of EVs in Singapore and the region. Thank you very much. Nathan Koh, Sales Manager at Evology Automobile Pte Ltd, and Gao Peng, Overseas Sales Director of Asia Pacific Region at NETA Automobile.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Lin.
much.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.